Hello everyone. For this video we are going to see how we can use Jamovi in order to produce some pie charts. Okay, so first of all we're going to take a look at these results to the survey, and we can see that we have basically questions like what's your marital status, and we have like separated, divorced, never married, all of these different categories. So the type of data that we're dealing with is categorical nominal. So this was just a multiple choice question. It could be numerical ordinal, numerical continuous. Anyhow, there's a whole bunch of things in here. We know it's not numerical because it's not a number, so we're left with categorical. We know that categorical data really is only distinguished between nominal and ordinal, and nominal data has no order to it, and ordinal has some natural order to it. I wouldn't say that there's any natural order to like separated or divorced, like saying one is bigger or smaller or better than the other, so it's nominal data. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to take our data that we have here and be able to determine which of these pie charts correctly summarizes the data. So let's go in, we're going to copy our data again, move it over to Jamovi, click on our first cell again, paste it, double click on our label up here, and we can change this to marital status. This is nominal, it's text, all of that's good, and we can leave that as is. Okay, so typically when we do this, we go to exploration, descriptives, and if we look at the plots, there are a large number of plots that we can make. Histograms, box plots, bar plot. But if we notice that there really isn't any pie chart in there, or pie graph. And the reason is because pie charts, they're not like the best tool that could be used. Typically there are other graphics that do a better job, but because pie charts pop up a decent amount, we actually should probably know how to make them. Anyhow, there is an alternative place that we can go. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go back to data. I'm going to right click on this descriptives and I'm just going to remove it. And now I'm going to go to analyses and JJ stats plots. So this is an extra one that actually does give us the opportunity to make pie charts. So I'll just go ahead and click on it. With our pie charts, we can now click on marital status and move it over to our dependent variable. And I think it actually is having a problem with this label. So let's take this, let's move it out real quick. Let's go back to our data. Let's click on this and let's do an underscore for a space instead. Okay, now back to our analyses. Let's go back to our pie chart. And if you can go back and just click on the analysis again, and it'll take you back here. And we can move over to marital status. And it should pop up a chart here very shortly. So it has some extra analyses at the top. We're actually not that worried about it, but we can get rid of this pairwise comparison. And if you want to change the layer about kind of like what it looks like, we can also add this GG stats plots layer. And you can just click on this guy right like that, and it just changes the format of it just a little bit. If you like it, you can change to this one. If you like the kind of original one, you can go back to that one as well. Let's see if it'll pop up. There we go. So I kind of like this one. I think that the colors and sizes are a little bit better. But we can easily see that this, tealish color is married, that our rust or whatever orangey color this is widowed. And so now all we need to do is just match up the correct pie chart. So if we look at this, we've got married at 33, married at 33. If we look at the separated at 27, separated at 27, divorced at 13, divorced at 13. And so we're able to match it up with this particular pie chart. Now, if we want, we can also kind of play around with the order that it puts it in, so we can get closer to this if we change our factor levels. So let's just take a moment and just play with this for a second. Let's go back to our data. Let's scroll all the way over, and let's double click on this guy. Now let's say that we make widowed right up next to separated. I think it's going to shift these around. We can save that. Yep, and it's going to change the marital status. It's going to change our picture in just a second to match our new factor levels. And now we kind of shifted a few things around. Anyhow, if that's something that you appreciate or that you want to change around like that, that's great. And if not, you can always just leave it as the basic. Anyhow, so we look at now the question, which marital status was most likely for this survey. We can quickly see that we have 33% is our biggest, that it is married. And we can go click on married and say that there it is. Anyhow, so that is how we can use Jamovi to make a simple pie chart. Best of luck.